afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your only sanctioned source of counties to entertainment, or theatre of everything. Amazing, exciting 1 vs 1 on Angoville. In the north, it is C++ fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, the 1st Panzerdivision. West and south, it is Elpern, fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, and Comrade Stalin, of course. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps, we got C++ straight away with defensive doctrine into Ostroggen. With infantry, Panzerfaust, Panzergrenadiers, of course, also has access to improved fortifications with trenches, sandbags, barbed wire, being able to basically a lot of stuff there. Basically, the infantry plus the pioneers can build concrete bunkers with a few abilities there. You got the Stugi, you got the Pak 43, that rounds well, and you got the sector artillery. Elpern here with Guard motor, airborne troops, and armoured assault tactics. Certainly heavy emphasis on the T-30-45. Then we got a sniper start here from C++. Now that's a bit of an interesting pick here versus the Soviets. If it goes for Special Rifle Command, obviously it's going to be more effective since the penal troopers are a bit better targets for the sniper than say conscripts. Of course, there's also the potential for counter-snipers, so there's a bit of a double-edged sword to that one for C++. All the way rushing out there with Ostroggen, seizing territory rapidly, wiring off here to make his cut-off point a bit more defensible as he focuses on the west side, and Elpern there going west and east, spreading out aggressively for the glory of the Soviet peoples. Strafnik is sitting out there with SVT-40 semi-automatic rifles clenched tightly in their hands. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. Makes you more likely to get a bit update about the video, but also others to do, so you know it helps me out as well. We got the second Ostrom squad out here for him. We got an early scout car here for Elpern. Good thing he went for the infantry company, otherwise his Ostrom would be in a very awkward position to actually stop the scout car. Pins was out there, and of course they'll be able to signal here to C++ what his opponent's gone for. There we go. They need 3 drops there. There's a bullet goes straight through his left eye. We got the Austrians, the engineers in the western variations there, M3 and 1 out. Engineers being slowly bled out here, and there you go. 1 man drops dead in the face of the Ostroggen. Ostrom suffer minor casualty as well. Center victory of fuel point there, western fuel point secured. Ostrom moving up, sniping about here, 1 kill so far. It's going to pop the penalty with Maggie into the scout, can't try and rush down the sniper. 3rd Ostrom squad out there for C++. Hitting the field with a lot of Ostroggen here. Clearly the 1st Panzerdivision's main infantry element has not arrived and had to make do with some other chaps. And there goes Scout coming for a deep flank. He spots it in time. Can he get the sniper to safety though? Roaming about here aggressively. He's clearly looking to find the sniper and then kill it. But if he can't find it, he's just going to go for the car point, I guess. And disrupt here C++. Got Ostrom for the north. Could catch here with a Panzerfaust. Leaving here Elpern Scout kind of prick of a bad spot here. There we go. 1 Panzerfaust off. Oh, the Panzerfaust fizzled. Oh. It's really the only snare in the game that actually can fizzle. Anti-tank grenades has no issues, but with the Panzerfaust occasionally just fizzles, which can make it pretty awkward for Wehrmacht players. As when it fizzles, it's usually almost always at the most critical times. Like for them, you got a scout car, you got to stop to save your sniper, and then the Panzerfaust just fails. And of course, in the early game, it's also just 25 minutes, and you can't easily afford to fizzle either. So that's just a really bad start here for C++. There you go, 2nd Panzerfaust off. You're still going to need to take out the scout car. That's obviously going to be a bit tricky here for C++, all the while trying to keep a sniper alive. We got more penalties out here for Elpern, who's just taking advantage of the chaos caused by that 1 failing Panzerfaust. And obviously, in the actual war, Panzerfaust actually had a somewhat notable rate of just misfiring and failing. But, you know, in-game, usually there'd be some sort of compensation to make up for that. And even then, most people don't like that type of RNG. So, you know, obviously not quite good. There we go. Finally able to push back. The penalty was there, damn close to almost lost the sniper. That was a really rough start here for C++. Here's Elpern, just got some extreme luck with that Panzerfaust failure there. Awesome squad falling back, and meanwhile there's again just able to force so much attention on the scout card. So many extra resources on it. Just huge there for Elpern, huge, and it's really just giving him a significant boost here versus C++, who's going for more pioneers. Probably because he can't afford to pull the others back, and he's also going to need to take up and build a bunker to heal up his sniper, of course. Is barely going to be able to withstand a sneeze. So right now, C++ in the 1st Panzerdivision is fighting desperately here versus Elpern and the Dead Army. Sniper there being pushed ahead. No bunker up here, just the tech there for C++, moving in the more pioneers, extra pioneers towards the east. Pilms was holding the line there. Sniper trying to get in some kills. Got 2 kills so far. 3 kills. Enforcing. Tech almost done. I mean, obviously, you could also just use the medical supply or field first aid kit, the Ostroggen. Just heal up the sniper that way. Primrose are going to move in there. Again, like, just one shot on the sniper's dead, and Elpern knows this. And clearly C++, of course, is aware of this as well. But there you go, Osterming in. Could again use field first aid to just quickly fix up the sniper a bit there, but I guess he decides that is not an important part. He's meanwhile hitting the eastern fuel point there, taking advantage of Elpern's laser-focused attention on the west side. Then C++ resources there to sort of try and hit the fuel point at least there. Not sneaky play there by C++. We got the like to make a nice company up. Sniper setting out again. Mine goes off in the Ostrom, further slowing down C++. Remote attempt there getting back onto the field. Elpern adding flamethrowers to engineers, and up here we got the Pumas running about there, going to flank up behind in case the sniper's about there. Good play. In this case though he isn't, so bit of, I suppose, lack there for C++. Got the fuel point cut off. Note he's just cutting off territory. He knows he can't grab it, so he's just trying to disrupt here Elpern's fuel or resource income there. Losing resource access again. It's just looking pretty bad here for C++. Going for the 2-2, that's probably one of his better bets to dealing with the penal troopers. Until they, of course, they get anti-tank rifles, but even then, it's a start here for C++. It's a start. That's better than nothing. Okay, looks like he's going to try and grab these munitions. Forgot about the Pioneers for the time being. Ostrom there again. Could try and heal out the sniper there with field first aid, but seems like he is just not keen on that. Pioneers being shot at by the flamethrower engineers. 2-2, almost done there for C++. He's barely holding on. The 1st Panzer Division is already reeling from the, again, just that one Panzerfaust foul up. Really just hurt him a lot. But there you go. 2-2 out here for C++. Sniper keeps at it. I mean, he's definitely got some skill and some confidence with C++. And there you go. Pumas were there, engaged by the 2-2 Ostrom as well. 2 kills, veterans 1. There you go. Routed. So we'll probably be seeing some swift anti-tank rifles here for Elpern once he can, except none of his penal troopers, I think, in the area that can actually do it. They're both in sort of neutral territory. So 2-2 should have a chance of sort of pushing them back there. We'll of course have to see what C++ does next. Machine gun would be a good pick. Panzer grenadiers would be a really good pick, I think. Also, getting some healing up on that sniper should be a priority. And there you go, bunker finally up. Oh, we got the active Panzer Speerwagen sitting out there. No anti-tank rifles as of yet. Guess he's just deciding it's not a priority yet here for him to deal with. Sniper there with 6 kills, still barely alive. Got the Eastern Victory Point, almost got, and the Eastern Fuel Point is really good work there by C++. Elpern, after the initial success, seems to have slightly stacked himself out. So C++ is just pushing back as hard as possible against Elpern to sort of try and gain some sort of edge. Very good play there, I think, by C++. And of course, the 2-2 is going to be helpful in sort of slowing down Elpern's mobility, though. I'm surprised there's no anti-tank rifle. I guess it's relying on demo charges. Interesting. That's obviously not going to stop the 2-2 unless it drives it right next to it, but I mean it could help, you know, deny a building. Comes us the 2-2. Going hard at Elpern in there. Go routing him with auto cannon fire and coaxial machine gun fire here. Sniper there can kill away there, and there you go, retreating. Medic bunkers ready, and the sniper's in dire need of some first aid. Back here, tank command. Good to go. Can push out a fast T-70 here versus C++, who's going for another 2-2. Interesting pick there. I mean, 2-2-2s can take on a T-70. It's going to be a bit tricky, but it's definitely not impossible. They do pack enough of a punch that way deal with T-70s, and certainly a map like Angoville, which is more open room, certainly can deal with it. So if you can bait it into a Panzerfaust, the T-70 is likely, I think, toast. Back here, though, healing going on. 2-2, number 2, almost done there for C++. Troops force, and there go the second leichter Panzer Speerwagen out here. 222. Engineers still being pelted by the coaxial and orca cannon there. Second armoured car moving in, and it's going to catch the engineers in a pretty bad spot. The 2-2s can do a lot of damage to infantry. Demo charge goes off, and that's an entire Ostrom squad just blown into fine chunks. They'll have to glue those back together in hell. He's about to get murdered out there by the 2-2. If you can get a wipe, that's going to be helpful. You can remove a minesweeper, which certainly could slow down repairs, but could also just make it hard to spot any mines. C++ down there you go, double 2-2s with the T. You can see there the T-70 taking a lot of damage from the 2-2s, but looks like he is perhaps not fully confident. He's going for a third 2-2. Wow, that is a bit of a rarer strategy, but I mean, triple 2-2s, if you got the skills to handle them, of course the tactical know-how, can actually be quite potent since they can lay down a lot of firepower versus both infantry and light vehicles. But I mean, it is quite intense in terms of manpower and fuel. I mean, it's 90 fuel and 600 manpower, so it is somewhat expensive, but it can sort of give you an early mid-game edge there if used correctly. Another Ostrom squad though perishes. C++ is bleeding out on the Ostrom front, but clearly he's not too concerned. They are Ostrom after all. Elpern here in response to this motorized counterattack here by C++ and the fast Panzer Division calls in guardsmen to stop C++ motorized menace there. It seemed the T-70s found itself falling a bit short there versus the intense autocannon fire all of C++ armored cars can do, and there go triple 2-2s. That's actually not something I've seen in ages, to be honest. That is a big rarity. Very big. I've had some success with it years back, but at the same time, obviously, it does require a bit of you. But it can allow them to gain control of the map for now. As again, Elpern will struggle a bit with. It's going to come down a lot to the Guardsmen and any anti-tank rifles hands out to the penal troops. Though so far, Elpern is not quite aboard that one. There you go, pilots catching the Guardsmen in heavy cover. The Flammenwerfer. 2-2 continue to join in with heavy firepower. There you go. Third 2-2 moving in. T-70 arriving as well here. Guardsmen already suffering. And well there gets shattered by the autocannons. The gun is apparently a bit drunk. Sniper joining in the fun there as well. 6 kills. 2-2 being pushed back. T-70 while they're taking heavy damage from the 2-2s. Down to less than half health. Guardsmen also suffering heavily. And there you go. 2-2s could in theory try and hunt down the T-70 now. It would be a bit risky. There's a chance of losing 2-2, but if T-70's in the one with most health first, it would likely be the one prioritized by the T-70, in which case the other 2s can then follow up in the wake of the Vanguard armored car and finish it off. But no, either way, Elpern is forced to fall back. C++, very powerful armored car patrol here, has very much locked down in the early game for him. So we'll have to see how Elpern reacts to this. I mean, an absolutely, again, great move here from C++ in the shorter term. Again, long term, there's some issues here, since against tanks, the Alps are going to fall short, but versus infantry and light vehicles, they can lay down a suppressive, impressively heavy sort of level of firepower there. Or surprisingly heavy, that's what I was saying in for there. Are we signal to moving in here? Still not a lot of anti-tank rifles. We've got more anti-tank rifles, so again we can see that Elpern is starting to take them seriously. He's starting to take them very seriously. 2-2, the hits are mine. Heavy engine damage there almost takes out the 2-2. Teams moving ahead here, 2-2 setting out. Moving in, I think, to cut the other 2-2. T-70 moving forwards here. Guardsman Strafnik moving in. Pioneer Sniper there killing away. A lot of action here. Sniper down. Oh no. That's bad news there for C++. Great though for Elpern. That is definitely one less nuisance that's going to bleed him of infantry. He's also finally getting access to the fuel point, denying it to the fascists, and reopening a vital fuel supply here for the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps with which to throttle the fascists. 2-2's lining up here. 2 veterans, 1 already, 1 close to veteran 2. Back here healing reinforcement he could take up. He could also try and sneak out some Panzer Grenadiers first. We'll have to see, of course, what C++ does. 2nd 2-2 being fixed. We got Pioneers, how to work with that one. Victory points wise, we also got a nice lead here for C++ over Elpern. Ostrom in there with a Panzerfaust and the T-70 light tank, getting off a nice Panzerfaust there. So as you can see there, despite again a very rough early game, C++ on the back of the 2-2s is now manages to swing the game back in his favour. It's not Elpern, who's finding himself caught a bit off guard because heavy 2-2 strategies is just ultra rare from the Wehrmacht. But again, well executed, they can be quite devastating for a while. And of course, it's going to come down to C++ then trying to make the most of it while the sort of window where they're good sort of remains open. At the same time, trying to then push for medium arms to pick up the slack once they sort of stop being supremely effective. And there you go, Panzer Grenadier for C++. Excellent choice there. Strafnik moving ahead over there, taking fire from the 2-2s. The coaxial machine guns and autocannons, providing a heavy level of firepower they can't easily fend off. Ostrom going for the eastern fuel point. Could try and swing into the west now. Here's C++. Panzer squad almost down there for him. Oh, he cancels it, then goes for it again, and decides to go for sniper instead. I think Panzer Grenadier is better than another sniper, that's just me, of course. Either way, I think he should begin taking up, though. The faster you can push for medium arm versus his opponent, the better. I mean, say 3 2-2s backing up, and Stug, Ostwind, or Panzer IV could be a massive issue for Elpern in lots of ways. But there you go. Strafnik being pursued by the 2-2s, like 2 wild riders, they just go at it. Heavily pelting the Strafniki there. Ostrom up there. There he goes. 2nd sniper up for C++. Take on the way itself for C++. They're good. T-70 sitting out there for Elpern and the Red Army. 2-2's falling back a bit. Lots of back and forth. There we go, moving in and catching the 2, but there you go, getting absolutely pelted with armored car fire. We got Victory 2 that gain on one of the 2-2s, increasing its accuracy. Not so much of a big deal as the T-70s, and they can also easily hit that, but there's the infantry is going to make the 2-2 better. On the right flank here, we've got Guard Squad holding up the 2-2 there from easy joining in. Making moving a bit more awkward. Got the 2-2 going for the T70, catching on the flank. If he could actually block its path here with the 2-2 there, he could possibly have taken it out. Guardsman routed as well. T7 lives to see another day, it seems. Got the Pums moving ahead. 2-2's now coming in, but there you go. Push ahead with the T7 straight into the autocannons of the 2-2. The 2-2 getting the light tank here. Pums was the Ostrom here. Heavy fighting going on. Strafniki routed under withering fire from the armoured cars, causing a collapse here. T70 is already out of there, so is not in any danger of being taken up by the 2-2, but the penal troopers also have to very quickly make a run for it as the armoured cars strike forwards. Take up done. Once he's fixed up the 2-2, so he can try and build up the Suprema Corps. Get out a fast, say, flak panzer here right now. Could actually, I think, be quite effective versus Elpern, who might want to consider taking up himself. Oh wait, that 2-2 is almost good to go. 5 kills. Got another one 8 killed and got the final one with 2 kills. And the other 2 that aren't vetted to are very close to veteran 2. There you go, armor cast move. No Suprema Corps yet here. Theoretically consider Stugi, but I don't think that'd be an amazing pick right now here for C++. Maybe later down the road, but for now I think the priority should just be fast flak panzer. Or a fast panzer. Well, there you go. Mechanized armor company up here for Elpern. Guys now rounding the Pioneers with ease. Sniper 2-2 moving in. T7 heading in as well. Almost got the 2-2s fixed. Sniper there getting 4 kills. As Yuri drops dead. Panzer fast on the T70. Lots of the tank rifle troops that are blocking the way. They almost got the guardsmen though. Close one, close one. Almost got all the 2-2s fixed up. Grab the eastern fuel point here with the Ostroben. Things are being slowly whittled down. There we go. All 2-2s. Oh, the other one took a lot of damage. Looks like Elpern will be able to get the first tank. There we go. T-54 from 6 plus Guard Squad out there. That's multi tank rifle, and that's going to further just make it harder for Z++ to use the 2-2s more effectively against Elpern. So I think he's going to have to try and at least possibly see if he can't take out the T-7 while there's still a shot in there. Go flanking it. It's getting a lot of damage and hits in there. Down to half health. Pums was in the way. Maybe an intended. Oh, doesn't have veterans 1 there. Never mind that. Never mind. 13 kills, no Strafniki. T-54 from 6 almost done. Got a third Pioneer squad out here, and that one is working on the Suprema Corps. I guess that's going to be a Panther 4 here then from C++. Pums were being absolutely pelted here by to cannon farming here towards the victory point. Pums was on the way. Pioneer snipers moving in there. Ostrom striking a bit to sort of provide support since they're not very good outside of cover on the move. T-54 swims away, and there you go. Guardsmen Pums are blocking, but they're getting absolutely hammered with flamethrower and autocannon, cracks, machine gun fire, name it. The Guardsmen also forced to retreat here. T-70 could theoretically rush down with the 2-2s now if he senses the opportunity here. In which case he could take it out before the T-34-76 crashes into his tanks. T-70 caught by the 2-2s, and there we go. Engineers being shot to bits as well with the crashing machine guns. Another engineer drops it. T-70 already low on health. 2-2 means to block the retreat path of the T-70. The other 2-2 taken out by the T-34. But there you go. The 2-2 goes down. We could see the engineer being rubbed up, but no, they don't get removed. They somehow survive. Close one there though for Elpern. T-54 charging up. There you go. Getting double Panther fast, and this time none of them flubs. Damn close to here for C++, who immediately abandons the entire west side there. If the 2-2s were in a better condition, theoretically he could try and flank the T-70 with the 2-2s and sort of just punch through this rear armor. Might, with enough Panzerfaust support, actually take it down, though obviously would be pretty risky. But it could be considered. It could be. Our way, Panzer almost done here. Ostrom to fight about, but again, outside of cover, there's just not a lot of cover here. They are very weak against both penal troopers and guardsmen. And usually, again, when it comes to Ostrom strategies, at some point you want to bring in Panzer Grenadiers, since they rather got to carry the supporting your tanks and, you know, pushing attacks role, since the Ostrom again are not very good at that. Sniper there with 11 kills. Panzer already here for C++ and the 1st Panzer Division. Quick retreat there. We got bit of hold fire. There you go. Panzer lands right in the T-54 from 6 small chance taken up, but there you go. Quickly moving in to back it up with anti-tank rifle troops and more importantly anti-tank salvo charges. Even a marked vehicle here. Quick save there by Elpern. Aircraft though is immediately shot down, I think in part due to the 2-2s. May need to get another, then they can actually take down an aircraft reasonably well. Pack 40 then for C++ help deal with the T-3476. Once more C++ finds themselves a bit confined on the battlefield here against Elpern. Was once more, well, you know, moving about in control. I think he's trying to clear up some lines of fire there from inside his base. Guardsmen hitting the dirt there, or firing positions. Could try and lay down some mines, possibly. Heading down the west side here. Troops in enforcing. Pack 40 almost done there. Another Pack 40. That's an interesting pick there by C++. I think, again, Panzer needs to be better. I feel like double packs and a Panzer IV right now might be a bit excessive. Bit of quiet there, though. Just shooting at the base. 2-2's not doing either. I guess he's waiting for the rest of the force to get a move on. He might also be looking for tags. There goes Garfield tightly spotted. By the way, though, the important bit here is he doesn't just charge straight away. Elpern, of course, is focused. He's going to look for where he's weaker, and suddenly that's the west side, and then push through there, gain some ground, and force Elpern to come to him. So, good play, I would say, there by C++ catching Elpern's guards and in a bit of an awkward spot here. And forcing a retreat, very good there. Almost taking out the entire guard squad there in a deadly volley. Trying to destroy more hedges there. If he'd gone for strategic reserves, of course, he would just, you know, blow them apart, but he hasn't. Katyusha rocket launcher on the Elpern to help deal with the support weapons. And the snipers as well, I guess. Also worth noting, C++ right now is flooding a lot of munitions. Might be setting up here for sector artillery, but also, you know, a few mines here and there could do him a lot of good. Mines, in fact, being laid down here by Elpern. Very, very good. Keep them restrained to the Pack 40 and the Panzer IV here. Half health. Could try and pursue and destroy it, or may just decide that is a bit too hazardous. Elpern, by the way, is very quick to move in infantry to block any pursuit from the Panzer IV. Very good response there by Elpern. Very good thinking ahead. 2-2's again trying to destroy more coverage, like really just trying to prevent Elpern from being able to hide anything when he's attacking C++. Seizing the southern point there. The mines, I think, would also be a really good addition there for C++, to be honest. Stug right now, I think, would also help us the armor. Osman could be good as the infantry, plus any further aircraft that Elpern might chuck at him. Or we could, of course, just go for another Panzer IV. There you go, Puma squad here by the Panzerkampfwagen 4. In the south, Ostrom squad there being overwhelmed by the Soviet infantry. Elpern, of course, showing no mercy. As is to be expected, another marked vehicle there. T-54 goes for it. Katyusha rocket launcher flaying down death as well. That Pack 40 been caught a bit in it, but it's not sufficient. There you go, Panzer IV, due to marked target, takes extensive damage from the Katyusha rocket launcher. A bit of bad luck there for C++. Great, they're there. And response, he calls in sector artillery, realizing he does not want to lose any ground here to Elpern. He calls it in there just to lock down what little territory he has there, and at least preventing, you know, Elpern from just making any more aggression for the time being, except in the far south there, where they're moving in the 2 to assist here. Nice move there by C++. Very nice. A few bunkers though from off the concrete crack could also be helpful. Particularly the repair bunkers, I think, could be a very good investment there for C++ in a longer match. And certainly this is starting to show signs of being a longer match. I mean, a repair bunker, the faster you can get up, would be very helpful for him. T-5476 rushing in, trying of course to stay clear of any affected territories there by the sector artillery. Pack ready, 2-2's ready. Sniper lands another kill. Strength for Pack 40 here. Almost got the T-3476. The main gun is out. Oh, shot bounced at max range. Pretty damn lucky there. Oh, the T-34 does go down. It does go down. That was lucky for Z++ then. Now the T-3476. I'm surprised he's not going for T-35s. I mean, he has gone for Gat Motor. The T-35 is just de facto better than T-3476. Tougher, more armor, better gun. So I'm a bit surprised he's continuing to just turn out T-3476 at this point, and particularly he's got most of the map. I think he could try and get away with saving up for the T-35 for a bit. There we go. No, it's just not far off it, so good move there, I think, by Elpern. C++ going for another Panther, of course, with T-3035s on the way. Stu's, I think, going to serve him a bit better there to back up the Panther 4s than more Panther 4s, really. Then again, with 2 Panther 4s versus 1 T-3035, he should still have an upper hand, but I think he needs to start considering pushing back into these, and there you go, that's exactly what he does. Very good. A few marches on the west to sort of slow down any Soviet advance, that would still be a good addition. Trees just flying off on their own, as trees want to do. Guardsman moving ahead here. T-3035 almost down there for Elpern, and the second Guardsman mechanized Coh2 holding up again, both now ace level there, 10 kills and 16. It's now with 17. Pack 40 sending up here. Panther 4 blasting at the Pums will start the building there, which is soon going to collapse at this rate. And there you go, more Katyusha fire here, being unleashed against the pack positions there. Second Panther 4 out. Okay, fighting here between C+ and Elpern over the western fuel point. Can C++ launch a sufficiently vigorous counterattack to push Elpern off again? So what will happen now? Elpern is pouring more and more effort in against C++, flanking against the Panther 4s. Oh dear! Didn't move the Elpern fast enough, going to hit with that tanks house to charge. That is bad news there for C++. And he drives right next to the 2-2. Oh, and blows up the engine on that one as well. Oh dear, that was not good for C++. That was not good at all. We got a mark lead from the other Panther 4. I think there we go to force that one away as well there as the Guardsmen and then penal troopers launch a vigorous assault, which C++ is already struggling to contain. T-35 there backing it all up. Pack 40 in trouble. Machine guns really would be a good addition here, I think, versus all of Elpern's infantry. Of course, now I also need to fix up the 2-2s and the Panther 4. Guards from there. Stunned with the sending explosive round. We got the bunker almost down. Oh dear. Pack about to get hosed by the Guardsmen. Ostrom without car bonus aren't really doing a lot of damage. In fact, they're taking a lot more than they're doing. Grenade off there. Recruiting the Pack 40. But the situation for C++ remains an utter mess in the face of Elpern's resolute aggression. So what will C++ do? Guardsmen there heading or going to find position right from the Panther 4 seems a bit bold. There you go, might have been a mistake. All the way here to pushing the Guardsmen, avoiding their total annihilation at the hands of C++ and Deutschland. More pioneers that help repair all of the armoured cars and panzers and whatnot, having lost one pioneer squad in the fights by the looks of it. Not sure to what though. Sniper there continuing his most necessary work. 22 kills. Our fate eventually feeling the ace level. So a lot of work here for C++ to get back into the map. We got 306 versus 377. Panther 4 slowly advances here, backed up by the sniper. An interesting little tactical composition there by C++. Staying clear of the anti-tank charge this time around. 23 kills from the sniper. Managed to beat the T-35 into the pack, but there you go, Katyusha fired down. Almost getting the sniper, but this time he survives. Panther 4's in the counter-offensive, Pumas were blocking the way. But only for so long against 2 Panther 4s. T-35 continue to roll back, pushing westward to aggressively seize back as many points as possible. Of course, deny Elpern more resources. Very important, I would say, for C++ and the 1st Panzer Division. The situation remains tenuous. The Stuig right now to back up against the T-35 could be good. Just an awesome to deal with the infantry. I definitely feel like he needs to go for either of the two, just to sort of like add some sort of extra bit of countermeasure to either of the two components right now. Elpern's forces, either just a lot of infantry and an increasing number of T-35s. So again, Stuig to focus on the T-35s, Ostrom to focus on the infantry, but I feel like he needs to go for either of the two right now. Seizing more and more points. Sniper there, 23 kills. Trying again to sort of blast his way through the hedges. So open up paths. And more importantly, clear lines of fire. 2-2 scanning up an assault there on the right flank. Alerting C+ what's coming in there. Controlling the Panther force to deal with it. I may decide it's not important to just retreat the pioneers. I mean, that is an option. I'll wait. Elpern can now go for second T-35 here versus C++. As it stands, finding is slowing down a bit here. C++ I think is being a bit more cautious, and Elpern is also playing a bit more carefully. We got another T-35 on the way there, very much expected. C++. Also putting quite a bit of manpower. What is he planning with that? But he can go for the Stuka or the Osprey now. Fuel cache could always be an idea here for C++, but I definitely feel like either Stuka or Osprey is what he should be considering now. Lining up for a possible push against C++ base. Elpern's aggression certainly is a cheeky one. Direct flank on the T-35 here by the Panzer IV. Almost 32 on that Panzer Kampfwagen through the T-35. They're trying to escape with the clutches of the Wehrmacht. And there goes second Panzer IV arriving. There you go. Penetrating the T-35. Of course, we've got the Guardsmen here forming up a line which the Panzer IVs can't easily pursue the T-35 against. Very good. Pack 4 is still moving in, but they expose themselves a bit, perhaps. But we do have target weak point, mate. No, don't. That's just the veterancy insignia of another unit overlapping with the Pack 40s, which can happen. Fixing the Panzer IVs. There you go. Bunching up his units too much. The Katyusha immediately sort of hones in on it. Very good move there by Elpern, but his aim, it seems, was a bit off. Though apparently still a bit accurate. T-35 number 2 charging in right into the line of the Pack 40s. What will C++ do? He's starting to float a lot of resource here versus Elpern. Starting to float a lot. We got 233 versus 377. Elpern continues to enjoy a nice lead here versus C++ and Deutschland. T-35, they're getting ready. L1 almost ready as well. Katyusha running about here for Elpern as well. Got a big push with infantry leading towards straight the car pump. As the T-35 is going to go for a flank here for the south. Very good. Could have happened the other T-35 from the north. And ends up retreating here. No machine guns, but I guess the overwhelming amount of firepower here that C++ was presenting himself with there. Of course, Elpern decided it was not worth it. More mines. Very good. Meanwhile, C++ I don't think has been laying down any mines at all. What? So the Guardsmen hit 25 with the 2-2. More fire from the Panzer IV. Close 52 in the other one. A lot of manpower being floated here by C++. Not sure that's best in there. Go Pack 4 lands a great hit. Panzer IV coming up and getting the T-35. Shots bouncing. Down there being suppressed by the machine gun bunker, it seems. Despite it's technically not able to cover there. Can happen. Shots out the T-35. Their pack other one moving up the flank, but taking damage. And the Panzer could go for it, ignoring the other T-35, which quickly falls back here, leaving the first one to die. And down it goes. A definite tactical win. There we go. Another sector artillery in here to try and break up Elpern's assault. Even the Katyusha's theoretically in the sector line, actually sort of sector of, well, responsibility. Oh, close one. They almost cost him the Katyusha. Damn close in for C++, but there you go. For the most part, he does escape. He does escape. There might be a few units we called it as a retreat through it. It could be hit, but I don't think so. Still, it does successfully halt here Elpern's assault. Tons of manpower being floated by C++. What is he thinking? There seems to be some sort of degree of indecision. He's also gone for tier 4. Possibly for light machine guns, so he doesn't have the munitions for it, so I'm not entirely sure what he's going to go for tier 4 because I don't really think there's anything that's actually good there. This, I mean, they couldn't just be the WC Stukes and Oswins. Another attempt at the Panzer squad here for C++. Sehr good. Sehr good. Big infantry assault here from Elpern. Ostrom there demolished by a mine. Actually, there's a pioneer squad. Good work mining by Elpern, of course. Good work mining. Got the sniper there. Oh, wiped out. Colton and Ostrom squad. Cancels the Panzer Grenadiers. Seems like C++ is a bit indecisive as Elpern. Perhaps he can't quite decide on the final direction of his strategy here. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Meanwhile, Elpern's strategy certainly is a lot more straightforward and efficient. Just gets out lots of elite infantry and then call in lots of T-35s and roll over your opponent so far. Another pioneer squad there for C++. T-35 rolling about and calling another one here versus C++. Panzer 4, they're taking a nasty hit here. Pack 40 joining in. Double pack there. In fact, one getting 82. And we got marked vehicle here. Panzer 4 at the Veteran 2 level there, dealing with the penal troopers. Pioneers rushing in, looking to stop the surge from grabbing the point here. At the same time, losing access to the fuel point there into the engineers instead. Moving up the eastern side here with Ostrom, charging through possible massive minefields here from Elpern. Panther 4's going for the T-35 number 2. In a hot pursuit here. Panther 4 there. 13 kills by T2. Good hit. They need to cover the second Panther 4. Cancel the sniper as well. Seems like C++ is suffering some incredible indecision. Heavy Panther Corps are being built up there with all pioneers working out, so he can rush out whatever he wants to rush out. Panther could be an idea. Sturm Panther, I suppose, is also an idea that not something I'd recommend. 85 for Elpern. To help deal with all of the C++ tanks, which is definitely a good move. There you go, Heavy Panzer Corps. Not far away from a Panther here, though of course you could go for the Sturm Panzer now, the Panzerwerfer, though with all the infantry Elperns have and how much he's used moving it about there. Panzerwerfer may struggle a bit to land a good hit, but there you go, Sturm Panzer 3 on the way for C++. We got 166 versus 377. Definitely feel like C++ would benefit a lot from machine guns and a few Panzer grenadiers at least. Fresh assault on the right flank here. Sturm Panzer's halfway done. Darwin Kilns was advancing there. Kitchener providing fire support there as well. Coming to catch you from retreat. Very good move there by Elpern. Thumbs up. Got the half 822 Panther 4 moving in. Second T-54 moving ahead. Sturm Panzer almost done. Pack 40 about to get cleared out of the base entrance. Panther 4 couldn't support the first one. He's going to try and get some Pack 40s in there from the other side. There you go. Pack 40 keeps reinforcing at the front line. Manned by Ostrom, I believe. Nope, it's not actually manned by Ostrom. So if it had been, it would have been easy and faster to enforce it, also cheaper. Got the Sturm Panzer 3 out there here, though, for C++. Issue 5 lands a great hit there on C++ Panzer 4. Feels they're being forced back. But Elpern is once more in control of the eastern side. We got 162 versus 372. Sturm Panzer moving ahead. Needs to be careful about just shooting straight at Elpern with it. Oh, mine goes off. Looks like it actually killed someone. Good hit on the Third Infantry, taking a lot of fire from anti-tank rifles on the H-55. Back to try and clear up the lines of fire there. Sturm Panzer's going to need some surge repairs already there for Z++. Ostrom moving ahead here. We got 152 versus 372. And we still got a lot of mines here from Elpern. Ostrom versus Punitive, Pack 40 backing up here, half 823. Another great hit in the T-35. In the west side, they got the Panther Force moving in. Two well, they're still there, but they aren't really seeing a lot of uses, and one is in dire need of repairs. The 24 kills is pretty good. Got a DP light machine gun drop there. Could try and grab out with the Ostrom. That'd be a pretty good, I think, move there by C++. Sturm Panzer moving in and quickly hits off a shot there. Lots of mines being spotted. There you go, sets them off the Panther 4. Very good. Two Zeus continue, I think, be a bit forgotten there in the west. Munitions ready for another sector to here from C++. Back in base here for Elpern, he's reorganizing and repairing, and guess he's setting up for another T-35 to push against C++ with. Quiet there though. 139 versus 369. There we go, Elpern with an assault infantry tanks rolling ahead here. Showing to an Ace Pack 40 crew. Not repairing this jump punch. That feels like a mistake there by C++. Oh, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. It's already less than half health. Shots going off. Panther forming in. Calling in. Sectors to try and break up the assault. But there you go. This jump punch is going to go down. Infantry charging through there. There's a chance here. If Elpern doesn't react in time, he could lose a lot of units. There you go. Retreat. And gets out of it. Pack 40 destroyed. There you go. Still takes a big hit there from the artillery. But not as big as it could have been. Panther forming in, trying to take advantage of the retreating surge through the artillery. So a quick, close one there for C++. Still flooding a lot of manpower. Going finally for an MD4 in the Pack 40. Very good, very good. Should have gone for another machine gun in the first place much sooner. I feel like at the 40-minute mark in MD4, first going for an MD4-2, there's a bit on the late side, to put it very generously. D55 rolling ahead here, halfway to Destiny 3, straight into the Pack 40 here. Bit more to fire there, managed to miss Elpern's armor. Also looks like he lost 1 to the 2. Even just with the 1 ace armored car left. Katyusha creeping up here on the far right flank. Coming from first into the Panther 4. And there you go, Katyusha far right of the party. He's got a bunker up here to help defend that part from any sort of head-on assaults there from Elpern. Not bad, not bad. Certainly, again, I think you should just go for the concrete bunker. I mean, his Exodus are harder to destroy there for Elpern anyway, so it would make more sense for him to go for those. Gasping pupils are pulling ahead here. Machine gun bunker at least slowing down parts of the assault. Pack 40 opening up the advancing HD5. And thusly protecting the machine gun bunker from any further assaults here from Elpern. We've got 139 versus 335. 5 shoots, gets good in the bunker, but there you go. Pack 40 opening up the HD5, Panther pulling ahead there. Almost got the HD5 tank destroyer. Good try, maybe take it out with the sides. Not meanwhile, we've got a flank here from the T-35. Also, it looks like they're going to set up for a flank in the bunker, though. They've got a machine coming up against that. Nice thinking through there by C++. And there you go, the infinite assault here is thwarted in its entirety. So good work there by C++. T-5 charging, getting off a good shot there, the Panzer 4 before being pushed back again. And there you go, Guardsman routed. C++ holds the line. We got a T-34 for Elpern. Not another T-35, which is a bit interesting. Then again, does he actually have the population for it? Nope. Which point the T-34 does make a bunch more sense here for Elpern. Going for the eastern fuel here. Elpern's T-35 very close to the ace. On the west, still got the 2 defending the point on its own. No S-mines here, no machine gun bunkers there. Panther on the way for C++, an interesting pick there. We'll have to see how that pans out. He's advancing up here, going for the car plant. Got a machine gun bunker up there as well, though not on the fuel itself or the victory point. Halfway to the ace level on the 85 tank store as well. Panther almost done there. Fusing it in the HD5. Panther fast off as well. Could take it out. Pumas from the west side. There you go. Panther fast. Oh, Katyusha rocket launcher response here to the pack position. Also, not being blasted out by it. Looks like these stuff's going to go away. Panther almost done there for C++. Almost done. So the infantry advance from the fuel plant there, getting the Panther forming up. Pack 40 low in health. Continues to fight the fight. There you go. T-46 rolling in. Panther forcing in to stop that though. Pack's all landing great. He'd almost got it down to half health. In fact, got it down to half health. Panther running down the far right flank here for C++. As Elpern's infantry continues up here for the centre. Got the pack though. And moving in with the T-56 now. Ramming the Panzer 4, throwing away the T-54 just to sort of slowly stop it. There goes Shifan moving up. T-54 also on the move. Panther moving in there by the looks of it. Panther 4 there, ace level, but it's almost been destroyed as well there by all of Elpern's infantry in the arm. And there you go, Panther flanking in here. Panther 4 down, Pack 4 moving in. They almost got the HD5 here. We got the T-55 engaging the Panther at point blank range. Almost got the HD5. Can he take it out? Where's the infantry support though? Really exposed to the T-55. Going for the Katyusha instead. That feels like a really bad idea there. It's allowing the T-55, which has a high rate of fire. Let's see if 3 Gs just push through the Panther's armor. So that definitely feels like a big mistake there by C++. In fact, a bit of something all Panther Commands was taught was all to keep the frontal armor towards the enemy, and that's exactly what C++ didn't do here. And like, even if he gets the T-35 now, it's going to cost him a Panther, which I don't think is going to be quite worth it. So that's a big loss here for C++. And he might lose the Panther 4 here. Oh, scheiße. Double loss. Big losses there for C++. Massive. That is not good. I'm sure it took out some tanks, but I'd say he paid a lot more for those than Elpern did for his armor. So that's a really big one there for C++. I think he got too greedy. I think he just focused on the T-35 around the Katyusha there. He would have gotten much better out of that engagement. Instead, he lost all of his Panzer Force, which were by the way quite veteran, and his Panther. Big loss there for C++. But for now, at least, he has control of the battlefield. He has control of most of the map. Well, he should be. So that's something. But at the same time, it's going to be reasonably not too much of a huge task there for Elpern to push back against C++. So we'll have to see how that works out. Also, I mean, part of it is just the lack of infantry from C++. He's got 2 Ostrom squads to try and stop all of these Guardsmen and Penal Troops, and 2 Ostrom squads, in particular, not even upgraded, are not going to cut it even remotely. So right now, one of the issues for C++ is just also, you know, force composition. Two moving in, back up here in the machine gun bunker. Got 29 kills in that. Katyusha firing on the machine gun here on the eastern side. Mark transferring for that Katyusha with his Panther 4, needs to be careful because doesn't get caught by an anti-tank after charge. And he gets the Katyusha. Now that's a definite win here for C++. Does even put the fight more in his favour now. I mean, now it's just down to a lot of infantry, but still a lot of infantry with then tank rifles and whatnot. And there he goes. Elpern going for the T-35 again, which is of course going to be the challenge then for C++ to deal with. We got 134 versus 258. Hot pursuit of the Strafniki with the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Close one, but not quite. Still a son of concrete bunkers here from C++. I think versus the T-35 maybe just want to consider Stub, but otherwise, again, I mean, at some point an Ostrom would be a really good pick versus all this infantry thing. If you can get out a pair of Ostromans, that could, I think, sort of put a large answer to Elpern's heavy infantry build at the moment. That's just me. Oh, we got the T-35 out here for Elpern. Seizing the eastern point here, and the eastern victory point. Putting more pressure on Elpern in terms of victory points, which is very good for C++. Panzer 4 being forced to limp back there to the base as Elpern now launches a fresh assault into the west, where Elpern is, or C++ is basically lacking the resource to really stop that. I mean, he's got 1 machine gun, but it's over in the east. He's got nothing in the west, and his 2 just went down. All he's got a pair of Ostrom and the machine gun bunker, of course, used to getting outmaneuvered there. So right now, C++ left flank is rapidly collapsing as Elpern is just exerting too much pressure on it. So how will C++ handle this? We got the Pack 40 being hauled forward to the edge of the base there. Machine gun bunker down. Of course, got Penal Troops and Guardsmen hosing down the Pack crew who cannot reinforce fast enough. Panther almost good to go for C++, taking the eastern point here as well. Very good. And we got a demo charge on the bunker inside of C++ base. That's bad for C++, but great for Elpern. Fumes on the fire from the Panther 4. Got the T-35 mobilized for Elpern, moving a bit about here, quickly falling back from here. Going to try and go for these where most of C++ holdings remain. We got 200 points with 134. C+ been able to really bring down Elpern down the sides in terms of victory points, but he still remains in a precarious position as Elpern just keeps unleashing that Stalinist punishment against C++. The Ostrom at this point, I would say, are quite overwhelmed here, and they just lack the firepower to present any meaningful threat here to all relevant infantry. And there you go, another machine gun about to go down. There you go, machine gun that tries to save the day, but can it stop them? Can it halt them? And the answer to that seems to be a thorough 9 on yet. Going for the T-35 of the Ostrom, Panther fast off. Another Panther 4 on the way there for Z++, very slowly, but it remains nonetheless heavily under pressure, on the back foot, back against the wall. And the wall is doped in Stalinist propaganda. Another Panther on the way, then another machine hit up contained all of Elpern's infantry. I would say a bit late here. I mean, that much of a heavy infantry build here from Elpern. More machine guns, I think, should have been priority for C++ sooner. That, of course, something a bit better than damnable Osttruppen. But still, it's not going to upgrade them anyway, which is a bit weird. I mean, the thing, of course, is even with light machine guns, Osttruppen late game just aren't particularly amazing if the opponent just goes for a lot of elite infantry. Like, you know, lots of guardsmen and penal troopers, then the Osttruppen just kind of falls short. You can get a third guard squad in there for Elpern. I think he's basically realising that C++ has a massive capability gap in dealing with infantry, and he's just pushing in more infantry to just further exploit it. So, really good read on the situation there of Elpern against C++. Though, of course, C++ continues to fight the fight here, continues to push back against the Marxist scum, but he remains nonetheless in a rather tight position. Got marching spotted then being tried to dealt with here. If the Panzer Force could bloody well hit it. Pack control machine trying to turn about here, but there you go, getting swamped from both sides there. He's going to need armor support here in the right flank with some better infantry than Osttruppen, but that's just not forthcoming. And C++ is forced to give up his eastern victory point. There you go, pack destroyed. And that machine, I think, is also like going to go down. Yes, right before the entrance there we could possibly lose it to other stuff. Panther 4 hits the mine. He couldn't deal with it because he moved the Pioneers too fast towards the west instead of swinging out the mine there. Bit of a mistake there by C++. I think highlights just how much pressure and stress is under here from Elpern at this point in the game. Elpern probably can soon go for another T-35, which would really, I think, leave C++ in a very bad spot. In a very, very bad place. Panther 4 pursuing here. Almost set off the mine, which could have wiped out the guard, but didn't quite get that lucky. Machine gun being satchel charged and cleared out again. No mercy here from Elpern. No mercy. Another machine gun to replace the one lost. The 1st Panzer Division there is looking rather ragged at this moment against Elpern. Is moments away from another T-35. Panther Force, they go for it. Close to 52 on the first one here. But we go. Penal troopers come, they're blocking off the path. In fact, doing heavy damage to the Panther 4. Even Mark Beagle just further increased the chance of knocking out other Panther 4 that blocks that. Close one there, though. Very close one. Aircraft shot down. Seizing the western points here. Back again. Aircraft looked up, didn't even set off the mine. Going straight for the car pawn there, hitting, of course, the exposed flank there of C++. Good maneuvering there by Elpern. We got 117 versus 178. Great pack hit there on the T-35. I got the Panther 4 moving in, got the gas on the way, even though they're being suppressed. Oh, do you need to cover that Panther 4? Careful. Scheiße. T-35 was going to try and go for it though. Oh, gets it. Pack 40 though gets it in return. But Elpern's like got another T-35 on the way. Meanwhile, C++ got a heavy damage. Panther 4 can't easily replace the one lost. They probably at this point should be going for Stugs or something else. But anyways, fixing up the Panther 4. Very close to 52. We got 112 versus 178. The fight is slowly approaching the 1 hour mark. As both C++ and Elpern just continues to deliver punishing blows to each other, but it does seem like Elpern right now is the one with the upper hand. Has been for some time here. C++ is just struggling to sort of gain any sufficient momentum as Elpern, and part again it's just really Elpern's infantry that is strongly carrying at the moment, whereas again just C++ infantry, the Osttruppen, I mean they can't even carry like, you know, a barely held flank at this point. I think like this, the lack of Panzer Grenadiers I think is severely limiting what C++ is able to do here versus Elpern. Severely limiting. T-35 then moving about. We got 100 points left here for Elpern. Off for C++. Elpern still got 178. Heading eastwards again to try and get it past Elpern's main front there. Pack landing great here. He's being pushed back by the Panzer 4. Close 52 there. Shot fire, missed. Machine coming out the flank here. Ostrom about to get wiped out. And C++ forces now seem to be very much collapsing. Very much collapsing. There you go. Panzer IV hits another of Elpern's mines. Those mines have just been doing great work there for Elpern. Against C++ has barely had any mines done, and that's of course also made it easier for Elpern to get back into the fight. I mean, sure, sector still is nice, but at times I feel like some of those munitions were done better if it had been Teller mines and S mines, so that way slow down an actual assault from Elpern. Maybe make it easy to deal with some of the tanks with some Teller mines, but sadly, I think he emphasised that one a bit too much there. Still, it's nice to see the ability being used, but, you know. Panther halfway done, T5 rolling into the base there. Maybe hoping to catch some fascist panzers, but there are none to be seen. Factories paying it all the way on the right flank. Infantry company almost being taken out here by Elpern. We got 67 versus 178. Getting very close to the 1 hour mark here. Also charging the guardsmen. T5 acting self-repairs. We got 63 versus 178. Ground the eastern victory point. Going to use fortune to the Panther IV's line of fire here. 14 kills by T2. Got the machine gun here. But, oh, it's expecting a deep flank from the west and not a more narrow, well, shallow flank there. Oh dear, Sal charging the MU-42. Good work by Elpern, of course, but bad news for C++. It really doesn't need it, I guess. There you go, another sector artillery, another desperate defense, but the point has been under neutral till the penals will fall back. The Guardsman could theoretically get crushed if he doesn't retreat in time. There you go, retreating. Still end up taking some losses there from it. We got 55 as 178. C++ is holding on for dear life against Elpern. 53 versus 178. Sneak up force on the left flank. More pioneers for C++. Elpern can go for another T-59 once the got the flank up. Also being suppressed by C++ on a machine gun there. Good work by Elpern, of course. Ground back the eastern point. We got 51 versus 178. Panther IV heading westwards. Less than 3 minutes away from a 1 hour long match. Panther IV trundling through what was once a verdant field but is now a broken, twisted landscape of mud, blood, and scrap metal. Once proud T-34s and Panther IVs rendered into junk. Pushing into the east here. Panther IV shoots but misses spectacularly. T-5 goes for it, lands a great hit there. We got 51 under 68. Can the Panther IV get out in time? Pack lands a hit. We got another Panther IV moving in, but it's heavily damaged. Guardsmen to move forward. Got the M4 too slowing down. Then we got to push for the western point here. But we got the machine there defending it, and we could see the machine gun there getting knocked out. Trying to use incendiary armor pistol but still slow and healthy to pull through. The assault in the east continues meanwhile at full pace here, full swing. C++ forms a desperate line of defense here at the edge of some trees. His machine guns furiously pounding over the lead here. The advancing showed infantry, but Elpern is not showing any signs of slowing down. His T-34 blazes right past him to go straight for the tanks. The lack of Ostrom to Panther Fausted, proving course to be utterly catastrophic. Another T-34 on the way. Lucky bounce there for C++. But he's losing all the victory points down to 48 here versus his opponent's 165. We got an attempted flank of the machine gun instead. Oh, runs straight into it and gets murdered anyways. Machine gun cleared out here. It's falling apart for C++. Rapidly got 45 versus 165. 44. Beautiful on the flank. He could take out the Panther. There you go. The Panther IV goes down. He's down to just one. Actually, two barely operable Panzer IV here. He's down to 42 victory points. Finally going for Panzer Grenadiers, and there you go. C++ surrenders. GG. Game over. An absolutely brutal slaughter here on the map with close to 500 casualties. Actually, I think we are roughly at 500 casualties until there for both sides combined. Tons of damage, but in the end I feel like C++, while he had some good maneuvers, was partly led down by his own force composition. The Ostrom, he didn't keep up enough of them, but also failed to upgrade. He should have gone for Panzer Grenadiers. So again, Ostrom just really struggled in the late game. Even with the light machine gun, they're not that amazing. You really want Panzer Grenadiers to back up your tanks. So that's one issue. Disney, of course, T-34 didn't do many favours either. It was just really expensive. Particularly threw away the Panther there. Had been able to keep them alive. There might actually been a small chance, but even then, without Panther grenades, I think they've been struggling a bit there. But just the big issue was at times it could easily have flanked, I think, Elpern. You had them from other sides, but failed to. That combined with the lack of mines also just really hurt Elpern, or C++ in the long game, whereas Elpern was just really suited for a long game. Good, strong elite infantry, good use of mines, good maneuvering. He was just able to sort of slowly drag down C++ and murder him. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.